Alright dudes, what is up? It is Noble Flame here and I'm coming at you with a recipe episode this time. So check this out, me and my girlfriend decided to make a really cool Chinese dish. It is wontons with stir fry. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a Chinese cuisine and it is very delicious. She showed me how to make it today and now I'm going to share the secret with you guys. Because pretty much she just told me what to do and I cooked it, so teaching me how to cook a little better, trying to be all that good stuff. So here we go. Here are going to be your ingredients or supplies, what you will need today. First, you'll need a large skillet, you know, kind of like this one you're seeing right here, except maybe a little rounder, bigger, like what you see on Iron Chef America, those big freaking Chinese skillets. Next, you'll need a small skillet. This is just simple little cooking, not very big, kind of small, not too big. You won't need that much space. You'll need vegetable oil, right here, vegetable oil, olive oil for a little rub on the wontons. You'll need wonton skins. You can buy them, all this pretty much at HEB or Walmart if you need be. If you can't find them, wonton skins. You'll need cream cheese, easy, little small container, not that much. You'll need a stalk of green onion, or if you want more, it doesn't really matter. You'll need garlic powder. You'll need a small glass of water, wax paper, soy sauce, sweet and sour sauce, the bottle right here. See this? La Choy, that's what we used. It is very good. And you will need, pull this up, some boneless chicken thighs, cookie sheets, some ginger, again produce, broccoli, a couple of heads, doesn't matter, just a couple of heads of broccoli, a bell pepper, a little container of mushrooms already chopped. Looks like this right here. Looks on the cutting board. You should see that in the container. Some green beans, a little package of green beans already ready to go. And that's it. So, first we are going to have our appetizer here. Here's what you are going to do for the wontons. Now, it depends on how many you want. These are kind of small, or the wontons, because, well, obviously that's why they're an appetizer. So if you want about 18, I would put maybe 2 to 3 cookie sheets. That's what we used for 18 wontons. They were kind of small. Maybe you have bigger ones, so maybe you only need 2. You just need to spread them out on the wax paper, which you will put on each cookie sheet. So rip off some wax paper, put it over the cookie sheet, because that's what's going to be your cooking thing, so it doesn't stick to the pan. Then you are going to lay the wonton skins down on the cookie sheet so that they're equally spread out. They don't need to be touching at all, so they don't stick together. Then you are going to take a small bowl and mix together your cream cheese, empty all of it, it doesn't matter. Then you're going to chop up 1 stalk of green onion very finely. Only use the green part, not the white part. So chop up the green part of the onion, just mince it really good. You don't want any big chunks in there because you're going to be mixing it with cream cheese. Then you're going to mix that together. If it's a little hard to stir, put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. You don't need it too soft, but you don't need it too hard. So put it in 10 seconds, then you should be able to mix it together even better. Then shake a light coat of garlic powder over the mixture and mix that together. So you're mixing the cream cheese, which has been heated a little, with the green onion and the garlic powder. Now, take a spoon and take a small to medium amount, depending on how much you want for filling, and put it in the middle of each wonton skin. So that's going to be your filling right there. Then you're going to take a small glass of water, dip your finger in the water, and, wet the edges of the wonton skin. That's going to be like your glue for the wonton. Then you're going to take a corner and fold it over the filling, fold it to the opposite end of the corner you took, so that you're making a triangle shape, not a rectangle or square. Now you're going to take the edges of the wonton and fold it over the other edge so that you're sealing it together so there's no holes. You know what I mean? So it's like a cookie. Or looks like a cookie. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's pretty much you don't want any cracks in it, or you can just smush the edges together. You know, just smush it together because the water's like a glue. So it should have no holes, no cracks, no nothing in it. You don't want any of that. Okay, so then you're going to use a brush to lightly coat each wonton with some olive oil to give it a little flavor and for cooking ability. Then preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. When that's preheated, put the cookie sheets inside the oven for about 15-20 minutes or until the edges start looking a little brown. We did it for about 25. That wasn't a good idea. It made it a little overcooked, but it wasn't too bad, so it was still good. Then take them out after the 15-20 minutes, and you got to be the judge of that, to be a little golden brown on the edges. Then take them out and wait about 5-10 minutes to cool, and then you can eat them. They're really good. You don't have to use all the dip. You want a small to medium amount inside each wonton. But if you have excess of the mixture still left, it's a great dip for crackers and stuff, I'll tell you that. And yes, you can eat the whole thing. I was wondering if you could eat the wontons as a whole, like the wonton skin, but yes, you can eat it as a whole, just so you know. Now we're going to get into the tricky part. This is the stir fry. This is the main course right here. First, you're going to chop up 3 heads of broccoli and 1 bell pepper in a bowl, large enough to hold all these veggies. Then you're going to add the package of mushrooms and the green beans to the mix. What I would do is when you chop the bell pepper and the broccoli and the mushrooms and the green beans, you're adding it, put it in a colander with, you know, the bowl with the holes in it so you can wash the veggies so the water doesn't stay in there. So you can just wash them and make sure they're all clean to go into the skillet. Then you're going to put that to the side. So that's your veggie mix. Then you're going to take your ginger and just cut it up into thin slices, so they're thin circular slices, as you would a potato. It's a little harder, so you got to put a little force into it, because it's ginger. It's kind of hard to cut. Now, once you cut those into thin slices, put those to the side. Take your boneless chicken thighs, and you're going to cut those into squares. It doesn't matter. It can't be too big or too small. Just maybe 1 inch by 1 inch. Just make cubes of the chicken thighs. You know, doesn't have to be cube. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure they're square cuts. You want little cubes to put into the veggies. Now, what you're going to do for your ginger, we're going to move to the ginger. You're going to heat your stove to low to medium heat. So, in between low and medium. Place a very small amount of vegetable oil in the small skillet. You're not using your large skillet, you're using your small skillet. You just want to put a little vegetable oil in there so that it covers the bottom. You don't want to friggin' submerge the ginger. You just want it to touch the bottom of the ginger and cook it thoroughly. Now you're going to put that on the stove and let it heat up after a couple minutes. To test if it's ready, just get your finger wet with a little water and just throw a little water into the oil just to see if it sizzles. If it doesn't, it's not ready. If the oil sizzles when you put the water in it, just a few drops only. Don't friggin' douse it with water. If it sizzles, that means it's ready. You're going to put the ginger in there for about 7 minutes or until it's light brown. You just want to cook it a little, saute it as you call it. You gotta constantly stir it, otherwise it'll stick to the pan or they'll stick to each other, so just keep stirring it, flip them over every once in a while, just 7 minutes or until they're golden brown. Then you're going to turn off the heat and when they're done and let it sit, and then you're going to empty any of the excess oil if there is any. We didn't have any, so this shouldn't be a problem. Now, you're going to, move on to the large skillet now. You're going to take your large skillet and put it on the stove top. Place about an inch amount, a half inch, sorry, well 1/2 inch of vegetable oil into the skillet. So like if you were to put a ruler inside the skillet, the oil would reach the 1/2 inch mark. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm gonna change that. Maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch. In between a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch. Don't put too much, don't put too little. You want the vegetables to and the chicken to be in there good enough to cook. So then you're gonna heat that to medium heat. Again, when the oil is ready, test it with a little water. If it sizzles, you're good to go. Now you're gonna take your chopped bell pepper and broccoli, 3 heads of broccoli. Doesn't matter how many. If you're a veggie person, add more. I don't really care. This is what we did. Then your green beans and your mushrooms, your package of mushrooms. Put all of that after you washed it. After you washed all your veggies, put them in the oil. Now let them cook for a couple of minutes. Add your ginger. At the same time, add your ginger to the vegetable mix. You're cooking all that at once. Remember to constantly stir it, but don't burn yourself by splashing yourself, because hot oil hurts like hell. I'll tell you that right now, because I did it to me. It just meh. So stir the vegetables for just a few minutes. It doesn't really matter. Just a few minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes of cooking. Then you're going to add the chicken thighs, your little cubes of chicken thighs. You're going to put that in the mix and stir it. Keep stirring, and do that for about 20 minutes or until the chicken turns from pink to well done. You know what chicken looks like when it's supposed to be done, kind of dark, but not burnt. So don't overcook it. So, stir it around for about 20 minutes. Then lower the heat to low power. Then empty all the oil from the skillet. So that's just the veggies and the chicken. And try not to lose any of the vegetables or chicken when you empty the oil. Try to keep it all in there. And then put that back on the stove where it should be low heat. Then you're going to add a small amount of soy sauce. Just dab a little on in there. And then even more amount of the sweet and sour. You saw that little bottle I showed you of sweet and sour early in the video? You're going to add maybe half of that bottle into it. So it's going to give you a great flavor. And then let that sit for about 2 to 3 minutes after you mixed in the soy sauce and the sweet and sour sauce. Let that sit for about 2 to 3 minutes and turn off the heat. Then when it cools, you're ready to dig in, The appetizer, you can eat the wontons with the stir fry. You can eat the appetizer, the wonton, right then and there when they're done. Then make the stir fry and eat it. But it really doesn't matter. It is a great dish. And I hope you really like it. And if yours turned out the way ours did, should turn out like this. Let's give you a picture here of stir fry. Yeah, look at that. You can use green pepper or red pepper as they did here. It doesn't really matter, but it is really, really good. I'm going to tell you that. It is just absolutely amazing. I loved it. I'm not really a vegetable person, but it was really good. I'll tell you that. Don't knock it till you try it. That's what I gotta say on that. So if you guys want a great meal, I'll go through with it again. Here are the ingredients that you need. Pause the video at any time you need. Just write them down. Write all this down. I'm going very slow here. Then here's the appetizer, the wontons. It's pretty simple. In total, it should take you about an hour, maybe. But don't rush, because the wontons take about 15-20 minutes to cook. Call it an hour and a half for preparation. Then steps for the stir fry, maybe 2 hours. I'm not sure. Time went by when we made it. It was just fun, really fun cooking it all. It was really awesome. And it tasted amazing in the end. You can also make some white rice to go along with it. Buy a little package of minute ready to go white rice, or you can make it yourself, an old-fashioned style of white rice, or Spanish rice. It doesn't really matter. But white rice goes with the stir fry and the wontons because it's all Chinese. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this meal. If you did, let me know. See how it turned out. If you're confused on any of the steps, message me and I will try to help as best as possible. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, guys, I hope you like it when you cook it, because it's really good. If you like Chinese, dig in. You're going to love it. And if you're a vegetable person, even more for you. It's really good. But yeah, this isn't something I really normally do, but hey, I had it and it was really good, so I might as well share it with you guys. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. This is Stir Fry and Wontons with Nova Flame, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!